Alright, we're looking at question number 4. For the following geometric sequence, find A and R and state the formula for the general term. Alright, so we're doing the same thing as we did earlier, except we're doing a geometric formula. So 4A is 1, 3, 9, 27. So as I write this down, I want you to think about what are we multiplying by every single time? How long do you think this piece of lead is going to last is another really good question. Oh, that's funny. Alright, so we got 1, 3, 9, 27. Sorry, I didn't write too dark. Let me darken that up a little bit. Darkening numbers. Darkening up numbers. Okay. Alright, so 1, 3, 9, 27. So again, we're going to start the same thing. The difference here is that the formula is an equals a1 times r to the n minus 1. Encourage you to write your formulas out. Let's just plug in what we know. We know that a1, actually I'll list it, a1, the first term is 1, and we're wondering where I got that, that's just 1. And then the growth rate is what? What am I multiplying each term by? Okay, I think it's pretty obvious since this is 1, 1 times 3 is 3, 9 times 3 is, 3 times 3 is 9, 9 times 3 is 27. So r has to be 3. So we substitute that in. An equals 1 times 3 to the n minus 1. And so if I want to simplify, an equals 3 to the n minus 1. Okay, you don't have to simplify, that's advice. But if you wanted to, you'd get that. Okay, now, what do we do from here? Well, oh, that's all it's asking me to do. So, we're done. Woohoo! Sorry, that was asking us for a specific term. You know what? That was so easy. Let's go ahead and do B as well. So B is 12, 6, 3, 1.5. So in letter B, it's 12, 6, 3, 1.5. Crack the lid. Okay, again, the formula is what? Hopefully you wrote it down without looking at this, but if you didn't, an equals a1 times r to the n minus 1. Plug in what you know. First term's 12. So a1, there's that lead. This should be like a competition to see how long does this lead last. A1, I'd rather be a competition, but I'm sure you can make some sort of game based off of this. Alright, I talked to myself too much. A1 is 12. R is the growth rate. Now this is kind of interesting. What are you multiplying every single time by? Well, 12, 6 means you're dividing by what? Dividing by 2. So when you divide by 2, that means it's a fancy way of saying multiply by 1/2. Or maybe multiply by 1/2 is a fancy way of saying divide by 2. I don't know. Whatever the case, I know my A1, 12. I know my R, 1/2. I know that I talk with a high-pitched voice sometimes as well. And that's my equation. Now I want to stress here that 12 times 1/2 I know is 6, but you cannot multiply these together. Remember, order of ops says that you have to do exponents first, then multiply. Since I don't know what this is, can't do anything. So there you go. There's my equation. All right, let's do C. And so in letter C we have 9, -3, and 1. Decided to give us a little bit more personality in this question by introducing what? Yeah, that's right, negatives. Again, the first term is still 9. The growth rate is what? Well, I'm dividing by 3, so dividing by 3 means multiplying by 1/3, but now it's negative, and that's perfectly fine. Just put it as a negative. So if the formula is an equals a1 times r to the n minus 1, plug in what you know. Again, you probably have some instinct to multiply this. Don't. So we substitute in what we do know. And in this particular question, if you look at the second part, it says use the formula to solve for the what is that? T4 and 12. So we're going to plug in 4 minus 1. And then we're going to do the same thing with 12 minus 1. And so if you solve this, you're going to end up getting Let me see here. What would we end up getting? We're going to get negative 243 and negative 177147. Okay. Now, that sounds very interesting because that can't be right. So we have another typo in the key. So I was just following the key. How do I know that doesn't make sense? How do I know this? Because clearly I'm doing what? 9 times 1/3 raised to the third. Multiplying by 1/3 should be getting smaller, not bigger. So I know that this is really 9 times 1/3 to the third. And look at this. If this is 3 squared, this is going to be 3 squared times 1/3 to the third negative, which is going to equal what? Well, this is going to cancel out, and you're going to have 3 on the bottom. So now this is going to just simply be negative 1/3. So there really should have been negative 1/3. This one's a little messy. I'm going to let you guys figure this out, but this is not the correct answer. Okay? So just because, again, the answers are written doesn't mean they're always correct. Think about it, and hopefully you can figure out the answers. If there's any questions, I don't think this is too complicated, but if there are, let me know. I'll post another video. All right, guys. Thanks a bunch.